What's up? It's your boy, I Know Mercy, the Mad Hatter. And this is something I was just thinking about just now, but something that's been on my mind for a while now. Um, so, is anyone still excited about Final Fantasy 15? Because if you are, you probably shouldn't be. I mean, I mean, this game has been in development for 9 years. Like, think about that for a second. This game was announced, I believe, 2006. It is now 2015, and it still isn't out yet. I think it's coming out this year, but it might not. I mean, if it comes out next year, literally any point next year, it will have officially been a 10-year development cycle. Like, name one game that has been good after a 10-year development cycle. Everyone remembers how bad Duke Nukem Forever was. I mean, yeah, that was like 20 years, but still. I mean, we're still getting excited over this game, and I'm not sure why. Like, like I mean, just look at the game now. It's honestly not that good. At least not as good as it was is not as good as it looked during the 2013 trailer when it was still versus 13. I mean, well, like, think about this for a second. In the 2013 trailer, you could use magic, like traditional magic, like fire spells and shit. You can play as the other four characters. Uh, you had a basic idea of. Well, actually, that's pretty much the biggest thing. You can play as the other four characters. You can only play as Noctis now. Why? That's like, what is the fucking point of that? Why take the ability to play as more than one character away? And like it can't be a technical problem, or at least it fucking shouldn't be, because this is on the PS4 now, which, I mean, shouldn't that be stronger than the PS3? Or could they never be able to do that? Because if they couldn't, if you couldn't play as the other four characters before, why the fuck did they show that? That's just lying there. I mean, and everyone's making a big deal about the Rama summon, and it looks impressive. I won't doubt. I won't doubt. I won't deny that it does look damn cool. But really think about this mechanic for a second. You can only summon when you're about to die, and it completely nukes everything on the screen. How is that a good mechanic? Like, it completely eliminates any kind of challenge. You're about to die, boom, everything's dead. Like, I imagine you can only use that like once every battle, but I mean, or maybe there's a gauge for it, and I guess that would make, like, you can only use it once, and then it takes a really fucking long time to build up meter or something, and then you can use it again. But like, if that's the case, like with really powerful attacks like the overdrives in 10 or the summons in 12, I always saved that shit. Like, I rarely ever just popped out an overdrive in a random battle. I usually saved it for like a boss encounter or something, you know? Like, so it so if it is, like, if the summons are like based on a meter or something, that's what any smart player is gonna do. They're going to wait until they're in a boss or a really difficult fight, and then nuke everything. Like, and Rama just destroyed that behemoth in the demo. Like, it one-shotted the fucking thing. So clearly you can just completely annihilate bosses. Where's the challenge in this? And it's just, it's like Square is fucking up so hard lately. And when I say lately, I don't mean like just in the last year or so. It seems like this has been going on for a while now. I mean, like, Square has so few new IPs now, and like in the 90s they had a bunch of different shits. Like, I admit I wasn't much of a hardcore gamer in the 90s, you know. I didn't buy Nintendo Power or PlayStation Magazine or anything like that, but looking back, it seemed like Square had a bunch of really cool IPs. You know, they had fucking Parasite Eve, they had Star Ocean, fucking Chrono Trigger, in addition to Final Fantasy, and then all the spin-offs of Final Fantasy going along with that, and like it, I think I think they had Nair, which is getting a sequel now, but I'll get to that in a second. But it's like even Final Fantasy is really dropping off. It's like 13 sold like powdered water, and the sequels apparently didn't do much better. Like, the entire 13 franchise. 13 is a franchise. That in and of itself is unbelievably stupid. But the entire 13 franchise has been so universally maligned, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, okay, we have this one game, it didn't do so well. Let's make a direct sequel to it and have the main character's sister be the main character. And have the main character's sister be the main character. And then include time travel, because that's always a good idea. Like, seriously, you had to be really smart when you include time travel into a story. Like it's not easy to do. Fuck. Back to the Future is probably the best, I want to say this, the best movie trilogy ever made. Fuck Lord of the Rings, fuck Star Wars, Back to the Future is the best. But even that but if you really think about it, that probably made some mistakes in how time travel is used. But what the fuck ever. It had everything else good that worked with it, so you know you can ignore a few things. I've never played Final Fantasy 13-2 or Lightning Returns, because let's take the least interesting Final Fantasy, the second least interesting Final Fantasy character ever created, and give her own game. Just do away with the party system. Just no, lightning all the way through, and then let's add in a ticking clock, and then add in a mechanic that makes that makes the ticking clock completely fucking pointless. But I never played 13-2 or Lightning Returns. I haven't even gotten all the way through 13. You know why? I was so fucking bored with it, I stopped playing when I got to Palampolum. Or I think that's where the town is called. Before I got to Hope's house. I mean, and then Final Fantasy 14 happened. Like, I don't play MMOs, so I don't know if that was all that bad or not, but apparently it didn't do that well, because they had to actually kill the world in 14. Like that's creative. I'll give them that. you know, actually having a giant goddamn meteor heading towards the Earth that none of the players could stop, and just having all the players watch is, okay, we're all dead now. So, I mean, okay, that happened. That was kind of cool. I'll give them that. But it's just so many of their it seems like so many of their decisions is just fucking ridiculous. And even the idea of turning Versus 13 into 15, like last year when they did it, at the time I thought it was cool. You know, obviously they weren't going to continue with this whole Fabula Nova Crystallis or whatever the fuck it was called, because that just turned into 13-2 and Lightning Returns, you know, and Type O got released independently of everything. So yeah, just make 13 versus 13, because they've been waiting for this game for, at the time, 8 years. We're not gonna say it got canceled. People would think we're incompetent. I wonder fucking why. So let's just make it 15 instead of actually coming up with a new Final Fantasy 15. Because that won't make us seem incompetent. It's, and just, and like, just the this year's E3 presentation, like, the fuck was that shit? That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. And that's including Aisha Tyler trying to make that dude cosplaying as a dude from Assassin's Creed and trying to come up with a meme. That was pretty fucking embarrassing too, but nothing compared to Square's fucking press conference. Because holy shit. Like, again, Nair. They're coming out with a Nair sequel. What's it going to be about? I don't know. They showed a trailer with a white-haired girl holding a sword. So, okay. Our main character is going to be a girl? Maybe? Or the girl is going to have some sort of important role in the story, I'm going to assume. Is it the same girl that's fucking Shemale from the first game? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe the dude with the fucking moon person head on his, the fucking moon person mask on his head, he might have said something, but fuck if I was gonna pay attention to that shit. I mean, it was just so much goddamn talking during that fucking press conference. Like, it was, holy shit. I don't remember half the games that they showed. It was so fucking boring. I remember World of Final Fantasy, but that's only because fucking Sony showed that too. I remember Kingdom Hearts 3, because I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 since Kingdom Hearts fucking 2, also in 2006. But I mean, but at least at least Kingdom Hearts 3 hasn't been in development since 2006, you know? They've had other Kingdom Hearts games that came out in between 2 and 3 that sort of bridged the story. Whether those were actually fucking necessary is a completely different discussion, but the fact is, Kingdom Hearts has actually been releasing fucking content! And we're supposed to get wet over them retitling a game that's already been in development for 9 goddamn years. You know? I mean, just... Oh, and of course, apparently the biggest news that fucking ever happened, Final Fantasy VII is being remade in HD and it probably isn't going to come out for another 5 years. Because, like, of course, they showed a trailer of Midgar in HD, completely CG. You didn't even see fucking Cloud's face, just his sword. Like, and people just splooged all over this trailer. I can't even call it a trailer. It was a fucking teaser of a teaser. Just letting you know, oh yeah, we're making Final Fantasy VII, and it's gonna come out at some point, maybe. Like, they didn't show gameplay. They didn't show any revised scenes from the original game. I think they might have talked about it, but I wasn't paying fucking attention. Like, show a battle. One. Like, show the opening scene where, like, do what you did when when the Final Fantasy VII remake was just a tech demo. Show Cloud jumping off the train and getting into a fight and showing what the actual like, are you going to revamp the combat system? Is it going to be the exact same as the original? Like, what's different here? What's the same? What do we know about this other than it's going to happen at some point? Maybe. I mean, it's oh, and the fucking icing on the fuck you cake that is Square Enix. We are announcing the formation of a studio that will make classic JRPGs at some point. You gonna give us a title? No. You gonna give us an ETA on when your first game is going to be made? No. Do you have any games in development at this point? Oh, we're not gonna tell you. Cause fuck you. Like, literally, at this point, Kingdom Hearts is the only thing I actually give a shit about. Like, maybe you're still absolutely wet about Final Fantasy 15. If you are, good for you. At this point, the only thing I can even remotely care about is Sydney. I am not kidding. Like, a side character that isn't even important to the overall plot is the only thing I give even the least modicum of a shit about. Is Stella even in this game anymore? Like, I heard the main chick is actually gonna be named Luna. So did they just change her name, or did they throw Stella out and come up with this new bitch? Cause if you did, the first two trailers you showed with Noctis and Stella talking, what were the fucking point of those now? Cause I was fucking interested in that. I thought that was a really good scene. So I guess that's not gonna happen in the final game now. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Square needs to clean its shit up. I mean, oh, they are making a new Star Ocean game. And they showed gameplay. Actual gameplay. And it didn't look bad. So, okay. So, Kingdom Hearts and Star Ocean. I guess that's all I got to look forward to. Like, I might pick up 15, but I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay full price for it. It might be good. I don't know, cause with shit like this, you really can't tell. Fuck, maybe only being able to control Noctis and only having 4 guys in your party the entire fucking game, because I thought we got over that shit with fuck, what was the last game you only had 4 party members? Okay, obviously the first one, it only had 4. 2, you could only have 4, but the fourth party member kept being replaced by different characters. I didn't play 3. So I'm gonna say 4. 4 or 5? Was it 4 or 5? No. No. 4 introduced more than 5 player characters, but 5 brought it back, I think. Wow, I got off track here. But my point is, you haven't been stuck with only 4 playable characters in a Final Fantasy game for a long goddamn time. Then again, Lightning Returns, you only had 1 playable character, so improvement. Oh god. Alright, I guess I'm done ranting. Am I No Mercy? The Mad Hatter? Fuck you, Square.